I will say I got the darker one, and this color looks a lot better in person than it does in the pictures you see online. This is the 14-inch by 13-inch floor tom that comes with the Sonor AQX jazz kit. Before fine-tuning, it's got a good deep sound. This is the 12 by 8 rack tom that comes with the Sonor AQX jazz kit. I've obviously put Remo ambassadors on top, and I put some Remo diplomats on the bottom. I will say I'm not a huge fan of the hoop color. They could have gone with the paint that looks like the kit, like the wrap they put on it. That would be better in my opinion. Let's check out the hardware. These are the drum claws. The reason Nick DiVirgilio over at Sweetwater likes these claws so much, he doesn't say it in his review of the AQX series. It's got a double bolted lock washer. So like he says, these things aren't going to go anywhere. Once you lock two of these on here, wow, that's really nice. I like it. And then you have what goes on the bass drum. It ships like this. So essentially you can just loosen it and turn them over. But it's quite beefy itself. Good and solid. All right, I will be sticking with the Remo Power Stroke P3 for the actual batter head of the bass drum. Another little bonus they gave is this cool elbow drum key, along with an Allen wrench and a little pad for your drum pedal. So I might not like the wood look for the hoops, but they do look really nice. I mean, it looks really good. If you want that look, kind of like old luggage, right? Old luggage boxes, I will be changing this reso head. I also wanted to point out, I like the way they ship these. They essentially tied these wing nuts off onto the sides so they don't bang against the box during shipping. It's a good thing when companies try to take care of the product before they get it to you. It'll just be camera audio, but let's give it a listen. It sounds pretty good in the room. It's not overwhelmingly loud, as you can tell with the camera phone's microphone, whereas a larger drum set really does blow up your camera phone. Okay, so what I did, and which you're not going to see, is that I took these bass drum hoops and I went ahead and sanded them down with a 120 and a 220 to help fine it out. Then I'm going to use this hammered finish. I'm not saying what brand it is, they're not sponsoring me here, but essentially I'm going to paint it black so it matches the kit a little better. So that's the custom reso head on the bass drum. And you can see I painted the hoops, and in the darker color, the bass drum looks much nicer. Let's give this bass drum another listen now that I've changed out the reso head and adjusted it a little bit. Okay, final thoughts. I don't like the snare drum at all. In fact, it was defective and Sonor is sending me a new one. So there's 1 point off the score. I've got an 8-inch Pearl export drum on the way, because that's what I'll be mounting on this. 12 inches is far too big. Even 10 might be a little too big, but 10 would probably look a little less beefy on here. Because again, you only gain 1.5 inches from the hoops. So instead of an 18 by 14, what you really have is about an 18 by 17. Slightly smaller than the other kit I reviewed, but it still sounds very good. I do like the floor tom on this one. The floor tom's fine. It could be a 12. A 12 by 12 would be fine. I do like the cymbal mount on the bass drum, as you saw earlier in this video. It's a good location. You can put a ride cymbal there. It's actually quite nice. There you go. 7 out of 10.